or foolish? The Heat send home the Knicks tonight.
Hell to the no. We ain't going out like that at home. Not in the Mecca. Absolutely not. Not at Madison Square Garden. Ain't no quit in New York.
Ashley,
No. We're too gritty for that. We got too much pride for that. We got too much pride for that. Absolutely not.
You did what I've been doing with the Suns and this whole depth thing.
Nah.
You know that the Heat, they're the better team. You know they're the better team. You know that they have the better coach. You just talked about Spoelstra. The Heat send the Knicks home
They're
tonight.
not sending us home at the Mecca. Absolutely not.
They have
Our
the-
house.
they have the
Not in
depth.
front of Patrick Ewing. Not in front of John Starks. Not in front of Tracy Morgan. Not in front of Spike Lee. Not in front of the Knicks fans. Not in our home. Not in our house. We ain't going out like that. Ain't no quit in New York, baby. We not doing it. All right? If we gonna lose, we losing in the 305. Have some respect for us. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Please win.
Heat sending the Knickerbockers on a short subway ride home. Heat in 5, baby. Heat in 5.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah.
love City Pride. I
Yeah.
love City Pride. Ashley Nicole Moss, go ahead, do your thing. Keep it going. Keep it going. What's
New
up?
York State of Mind. I wish I had like the Nas soundtrack, New York State of Mind, playing in the background right
Yeah.
now. Listen,
I'll do it for you.
I try to tell him.
Oh, go ahead, spit. Go ahead.
New York State of Mind. Listen, I'm telling you, no quit in New York. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was irrational. They thought I was emotional. But there's nothing like the Mecca. There's nothing like the Garden. There's nothing like being in New York. Nothing like that fan base. The energy is real. Just the magic of it is real. And the New York Grits, AKA the New York Knicks, there is no quit in New York. If we were going to lose, it was not going to be at home. It was not going to be at home. Now, look,
But see,
will the Knicks win the series? Different conversation. But we didn't lose at home. We didn't lose at home. And it's the principle of the matter.
okay, so you representing Ashley Nicole Moss representing Brooklyn, Queens. Wait, where we representing first of all? What borough?
Both. My mom's from Brooklyn. My dad's from Queens. I lived in both places. I was born in Brooklyn. I lived in Queens also for a while. So I rep both.
Okay. Now, I love the pride, as I said. I love the pride. I love the spirit. And you're right. Of all the places, all the arenas I've ever visited, all the NBA arenas I've visited, the most special to me is Madison Square Garden. It's just something about it. Even when the Knicks aren't good, it's just something about going in there and they got the lighting just right. They have a feel. They have a propensity for getting the big moment right. It's theatrical. It's the energy of the city. You love it. Okay, I got that. But it doesn't say a lot for you, Ashley, representing New York City, where you get all hyped up by saying, we're not going to lose in New York.
We're not.
We're going to lose in Miami. Hey, wait a minute.
No,
you really
said,
about
Hold on, Michael.
If. You said
Quote
if.
me correctly.
You said if.
I said if.
Okay.
I said if.
If.
I said if.
But you,
yes.
hey, listen, you should be saying, hey, the Knicks are going to win this series. They were down 3-1. Nothing. We're a better team. We're a better team than the Miami Heat.
I'm also rational, Michael, and I understand that coming back from 3-1, only 13 teams have ever done it. And in order for the Knicks to do it, that means they have to win 3 in a row. Now, we have a banged up Jalen Brunson. We do have Julius Randle coming off his ankle situation. We're short on our bench a little bit. Emmanuel quickly has a walking boot on. Evan Fournier, who hasn't seen minutes, is dealing. Listen, I'm rational, but I also hold out hope. I said if we lose, it's not going to be at home. The Knicks are not taking a gentleman's sweep.
Okay.
All right, they're gonna make this a series as much as they possibly can. And Game 6 in the 305. Here we go.
So listen, we're gonna talk about another 3-1 series in a second, but I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay right here. If we were drafting. We're drafting General Manager Ashley Nicole Moss, General Manager Michael Holley. Since we're going to have Ladies First Friday starting tomorrow, I'm going to let the lady draft first. I'll give you the first pick in the Knicks Heat draft. Who's your first pick in the Knicks Heat draft?
I'm not drafting them. I'm doing a trade with another team in the NBA. Give me Jaylen Brown.
No. My point is, out of these series, between these two teams, if you're drafting players in this series, your first draft pick, it might be Jimmy Butler if you believe the hype, or if you're looking for a lot of different things, you might take Jalen Brunson first. You might.
I'm taking Jalen Brunson. He's also younger. He's younger.
Right.
Let's be honest. He's
younger.
Take,
and then look where it's going. You take Brunson, I come back and take Jimmy Butler. Then you're probably taking Julius Randle next, or you're taking some New York Knicks next. What I'm saying to you is that you're talking about the injuries to the Knicks bench. The Miami Heat are here on a wing of prayer and some, pixie dust. I mean, they got Jimmy Butler. As I said before, their starting lineup.
Yes and no.
Max Strus, y'all. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent.
I think this is a
Kevin
narrative that I do think this is a narrative the Miami Heat have dealt with for many seasons, many years rather. Is that, listen, living in Miami, you can't avoid hearing about the Heat. They're on local television down here and things like that. I tell this story all the time. They were the first professional sports team that I ever covered when I was on Miami Sports Radio. So I know that there's a lot of talent that doesn't have the sexy names, doesn't have the sexy draft picks, or high draftees. There are a lot of undrafted guys, a lot of talent that is kind of in the 305 that doesn't have that spotlight on it. So when we were talking about Miami, I know what Miami can bring to the table. Now, yes, they were an AFC play-in team, excuse me. So a lot of people will say they shouldn't even be here. But if you're familiar with the Miami Heat and you're familiar with how the season has kind of progressed, Jimmy Butler, load management, injuries sometimes, Tyler Hero, Victor Oladipo, some injuries, things like that, that there's a lot more talent than their seeding showed.
Give me an example. Give me one. Give me one guy who is good that I'm not giving credit for being really good on the Heat.
You just named them: Max Strus, Caleb Martin. They're
Max
really
Strus?
reliable.
Come on,
They're reliable. They're reliable role players. They're reliable role players. They're not superstars. They're not superstars, but they're reliable role players.
Okay, yeah, they're reliable role players in starting roles. That's your backcourt.
But that's because they have no choice. They have no choice right now.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the Knicks could do it. I'm not predicting it. I have a lot of respect for the Heat.
For sure.
I do. I respect it. I know people are tired of hearing it. # Heat culture. It's real. I respect it. But if you were to do it against a team, if you're down 3-1, I'd much rather be down 3-1 to the Miami Heat in their current condition, especially with Tyler Hero out. I'd feel better about being down 3-1 to the Heat and being down 3-1 to the Lakers. We'll get to them in a second.
Respect us. We're technically 3-2. So
now 3-2.
Come correct. We're 3-2 now.
Can I say?
But listen,
for
me,
go ahead.
For me, Michael, I'll say that it's not the talent of the New York Knicks that's my biggest concern, because I think that right now we're the more talented team in terms of health, in terms of players when compared to the Miami Heat. Right now, I'm not looking at the teams completely healthy and things like that. Teams right now, we were the 5th seed, they were the 8th seed, we're the more talented team. For me, my biggest question mark is what version of the New York Knicks I get in Game 6. And that, for me, has been the biggest question mark. What version of Tom Thibodeau do I get in Game 6? It's not the talent, it's the execution of the talent that has been the biggest frustration in this particular series. In the first series against the Cleveland Cavs, you saw a very consistent New York Knicks team, which was, yes, the defensive effort of the Cavs was a little bit different, highly different, but you saw a consistent New York Knicks team that made you comfortable, that made you go into each game knowing what version of the team you were going to get. This series has been a lot more up and down, and that's where a lot of that uneasiness comes into play.
All right, listen. Before we start talking about the Lakers and the Dubs, can I just offer one bit of constructive criticism to your rant from yesterday. Just one bit of constructive. Hey, listen, I love you. All right, right. This is all love. You know that. One bit of constructive criticism.
What
you
is
said
that?
we're not gonna. No, it's not calling it the Mecca. I agree with you. It's the Mecca. We're not gonna lose in front of Spike Lee. I agree with that. We're not gonna lose in front of John Starks. You said we're not gonna lose in front of Patrick Ewing.
We're not.
Patrick Ewing ain't seen nothing but losses the last few years anywhere, whether it's in D.C. or the Garden. That dude ain't seen nothing but losses. The real thing is a victory in front of Patrick Ewing. That's revolutionary. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Patrick, the team that you were rooting for actually won a game. That's amazing. So that's the story.
Why's Pat gotta catch strays? Why's Pat gotta catch strays? What'd he do to you?
What'd he do? Not win. At Georgetown. At Georgetown. Come on. This is like the team of my youth. That was my favorite college team. How did Patrick Ewing almost single-handedly build up Georgetown and tear it down? One man, powerful enough to build up a college program and tear it down. Wow, amazing. Anyway, let's switch gears. Let's talk about
a lot of trauma you got to work through there, Michael. A lot of trauma you got to work through there.
I know. I'm just like, come on, Patrick Ewing. That's just bad. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.